welcome back to this week's Travel Tip Tuesday. For this episode, we're going to be talking about updating your financial institutions when you travel abroad. I'm going to tell you a story. My boyfriend and I went to Amsterdam a few months ago, and he didn't tell his financial institutions ahead of time that he was going to be leaving the country. So, 1, his card got declined when he tried to use it. 2, he tried to go put in the notification that he was traveling internationally, and he wasn't able to because a lot of banks will do a verification text code in order to make changes on your account. So obviously he wasn't able to receive that text code because he was outside of the country, so he wasn't able to put any kind of a notice on his cards, which also then meant that he couldn't use any of his cards except for one that he was able to use outside of the country without it being turned off. One reason why you want to tell your financial institutions, your banks, your credit cards that you're going to be traveling internationally is because a lot of times what they'll do is if they see a transaction coming through on your card that either doesn't look like a transaction you would do, or it's something from a totally different country that they didn't expect that you would be in, they're gonna block that as a fraud transaction. Now, the best way to remove any kind of a block from fraud on a bank card is usually to call them, and most of the time you can't make international calls. Not a lot of people tend to go for those international phone plans because they're pretty expensive. So that kind of leaves you between a rock and a hard place. It's better to just go ahead and put on those notifications before you leave the country, so then that way you won't have to worry about it while you're there. One more thing I want to mention. When you're deciding which bank and credit cards you want to put that international notification on, my suggestion, just put it on all of them, because whichever cards you're going to bring with you, you may or may not use them all. So it's better to be safe than sorry and just put that notification on all of the cards that you're bringing with you. Then that way you don't have to think about, okay, which one did I call? Which one did I not? Was I able to do this one online? Was I not able to do this one online? It's just better to put that notification on all of your cards that you're bringing with you. And that way you won't have to worry about thinking about it. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Travel Tip Tuesday. Want to find me on social? I'm at A Mermaid's Compass. Are you loving these Travel Tip Tuesday videos? If so, go to amermaidscompass.com and check out the blog, and put your email in the subscription box down at the bottom of your screen to get our newsletter and updates on all things travel. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.